blame, you netted.
I've been getting on my BNB and stacking it. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. How'd I get myself a bag before the bull run? How to text to me, should stick it in the boardroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking it. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. How'd I get myself a bag before the bull run? How to text to me, should stick it in the boardroom. E-pop got me waiting 3 more hours. Stacking all these years higher than a tower. Having all these nodes feel like superpowers. Investing all this bread, never been a coward. Call me Mr. Bond, money in the vault. I stay in the farm, feeling like the goal. Don't worry about the haters, got the detonator. I'll kill in every market, call me Terminator. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking it. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. How to get myself a bag before the bull run? How to text to me, should stick it in the boardroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking it. Pairing it with EMP and then I'm LP. How to get myself a bag before the bull run? How to text to me, should stick it in the boardroom.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to EMP-Money. My name is AJ, I am the team lead here, and this is our live AMA. We come to you every Monday and Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. We have a really special show today. As usual, lots of alpha, lots of questions and things to go over. But before we get to that, I'd also like to introduce my co-host with the most and fellow team member, LA. LA, how are you?
What's up? I'm doing good. How's everyone feeling tonight?
Awesome, good deal. Yeah, energy is good. We have a bunch of people that showed up early in the live chat. It's just I'm running a little late today. I apologize. The developer meetings and community member chats always happen right up until the AMA goes live. But it should be a good day. We have a lot to go over. And again, before we jump into all that juicy alpha, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube. Again, our engagement and analytics have been, really improving, even during the depths of a bear market, where most crypto YouTubers and influencers are leaving. Our channel is actually growing, so that's a great sign for sure. All right, we're gonna go over Fusion, L1 Dex, Sparkswap, BattleBets, a brand new game, fully functioning game. Stay tuned to the very end. I'm gonna do a live demo on that. It's an amazing use case for Spark, and then some other really bullish announcements and a few other updates. So, all right, first off, we're gonna talk about Fusion. Again, not much to go over today. We're still building. Again, we're about 90% done with Fusion. The last things that need to happen in order to get Sacrifice live is just wiring up all the individual contracts. Right now, the bridge is our #1 priority. Again, that is direct revenue to Spark and EMP, so that is the #1 priority at the moment. And really, it's about building a foundation. So we talked about this at length in other AMAs, specifically the last 2 AMAs that we did. And again, without revenue streams, Fusion would still be successful, don't get me wrong. But Fusion reaches its ultimate potential with massive revenue streams coming in and supporting it. So we don't want to put the cart before the horse, so to speak. And I understand that people are very anxious for Fusion. We want to get it here, as badly as everybody wants it. We want it here as well. But we're being very methodical about how we are doing things because it will have the maximum impact doing it this way. So again, we're going to turn all of the eyes back on, EMP right now. Yes, Sparkswap is getting a lot of the love, but it will all work out with the entire ecosystem and moving forward. And remember, Fusion and EMP, that is the mothership. So Spark and L1 Dex, I mean, they're definitely the other parts of the ecosystem, but there has to be a top, and EMP will always be at the top of the long-term ecosystem. So it's bullish for everybody. And now again, not financial advice, would be a great time to get exposure to EMP. We'll talk about that a little bit more with Sparkswap and the bridge as well. But again, it's going to be an unprecedented success. We just have to get there. So, yeah, LA, anything you want to talk about with Fusion before we
Yeah.
move on? Go ahead.
Yeah, just to add on to what you were saying, every single week that goes by, we are building a stronger and stronger foundation for Fusion with everything that we're doing for Sparkswap and L1 Dex. Not only are we widening our reach, we're building our communities, but even with all of these AMAs we're doing, we have made the greatest connections. Every one of these AMAs we're doing, people are so excited about what we're building. They're so in love with AJ, and they want to connect us with more people that they know, and they want to refer us to more people that they know to hop on more AMAs, more videos, to let their friends know about us and what we're building. And all of those long-term relationships that we're building, we're going to be using to help with Fusion as well. And that we already have 10 AMAs booked for Fusion, but all of this stuff that we're doing now is going to help catapult us once we do start the marketing for Fusion as well, because we're building these incredible relationships now. And we are turning so many eyeballs on us, and every week that goes by that we're charting sideways and showing everyone that we're different, and that we're doing things differently, and that we are still around, and that we are building constantly, and that we do continue to show up, and that we are transparent, and that we do what we say. Every week that goes by that there's all this positive momentum, that is building a stronger and stronger foundation for Fusion. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, no doubt, LA. I could not have said it better, and it's true. I mean, I think that people lose sight of, if a token is not constantly going up and to the right, maybe people get a little bit disillusioned or, uninterested. But you said it perfectly, LA. Even trading sideways, especially in the current market conditions, that is a major win for all of our economics, and it gives people a chance to accumulate, again, build their positions, because there will be, and again, we don't give financial advice on these AMAs, but I can promise you there will be no better opportunity to get involved in EMP than right now. I mean, again, we've seen people continue to dump. They don't see the vision. One question right now I see is, why is Peg still going in the wrong direction? But then the next question is, I never listened to these, but I've been holding since the beginning. So I would say, to that person, I got to give you a little bit of shit, but then I'll be nice. And you have to invest in your investment. And if you can't take the time to get on an AMA or listen to everything that we're building right now to improve Peg, then it's really hard to get that message across. Now, that being said, the fact that you're here today is amazing, and we appreciate that. And hopefully, by the end of the AMA, you're as bullish as we are on everything that is coming for EMP. But again, I mean, our massive liquidity is a double-edged sword, and right now, we still have over $1 million of liquidity in EMP, And unfortunately, people see that as a way to just sell, and not worry about EMP moving forward. And again, a lot of people got in early that have no idea what we're doing now. They don't pay attention, and they think that EMP is just like every other DeFi protocol, going down. What they don't realize is we have massive, massive things. And again, you don't have to take our word for it. We talked about this in the last few AMAs. It's purely based on math, and revenue streams are what is going to absolutely change the game. And I think even some of the most hyped projects right now in DeFi that are doing really well, they are still 99% Ponzi, meaning that somebody has to buy your token at a higher price than what you paid for it in order for you to profit. And we do things really different at EMP and all of our protocols where we focus on real yield. And the whole idea is that we just have to set up that real yield to happen. And we have a lot of things in the works for that. Fusion itself will be a revenue stream, again, through the fees in Fusion and the marketplace. We have, again, parts of Swap feeding Fusion, parts of L1DEX feeding Fusion. We have a really bullish thing that we don't really talk about on the AMAs. I've alluded to it because, again, for regulatory reasons, we keep it as a private opportunity. But we may have something, again, LA, I'm going to drop maybe a little alpha. We do have something coming soon that will be kind of the last, one of the last opportunities to get exposure to, the entire ecosystem without, directly buying the token. And we're really excited to roll that out. So again, the bridge is the number one priority. But after the bridge, we'll give a lot more info on this. And again, those of you that may remember the ETH staking contract, we delivered on that, paid out extremely well on ETH. It may be something a little similar to that as we move forward. And the whole idea, again, is setting this foundation of massive revenue streams that will feed Fusion long term and pump all of our bags, in the process. So again, the more revenue we generate, the more yield you're able to earn in Fusion, and then by proxy, the easier we're able to maintain peg indefinitely. And once all those things are in place, eShare, will reap the rewards from all that. So again, there's a lot on the table. We just have to get there. So yeah, and we do have one more announcement in regards to EMP, but it may be better if we do it during the Sparkswap section and discussing the bridge. So all right, LA, again, anything you want to add before we move on to the next section?
No, I think we covered all of it for that.
Okay, perfect. All right, L1DEX. So, again, not a lot to report with L1DEX. Excuse me. The Dex Finance guys, obviously everybody knows, or if you don't know, we have partnered with Dex Finance. They're helping us build out the L1DEX, and we're also working directly with the L1X Foundation in getting the exchange, the first truly interoperable exchange live. And so we've definitely made headway. Again, working with revolutionary tech, it's definitely a process. And again, all of our contracts are Solidity based or EVM compatible, and L1X is not only EVM compatible, but a lot of the base code is actually written in Rust, which is a non-EVM coding language. So there is some hurdles that we have to jump through, and it's all part of the SDKs. that we're working with. Converting that code. But again, we're making major headway, and really, honestly, a lot of it is the infrastructure of L1X right now. We are, the first project building, even though the chain is live and it's in beta. We're the first project to actually build and utilize the code. So it's definitely a process. But we are making headway. We just don't really have anything to report, publicly yet. We should have an update with some marketing though, right, LA? I know we're rolling out an initiative later this week as well. So go ahead, LA. I'll
Yeah.
turn it over to you. Yeah.
Yep, just keep an eye on the space. Make sure you are a member of the L1 Dex, either Discord or Telegram or both. And we're going to be rolling out some marketing. So I think you'll definitely want to be a part of it. It's something that's going to be very community engaged. So definitely keep an eye out for that because it's going to be something you'll want to take part in.
Perfect. So yeah, that's great news. And one more thing about L1 Dex, we even though the MVP or minimal viable product will be the ability to do cross-chain swaps without a bridge, again using this X-Talk tech. We also have made major headway on the first contracts that will go live on top of the engineering layer as well. So we have a really exciting rollout. Again, we've never even mentioned this before. And again, I mean, I'm sorry, Dex Finance has a bunch of proprietary tech. Their vaults, a lot of their auto compounders. A lot of that will be coming over to L1 Dex as well. But we have a really major contract we'll be launching utilizing this tech as well. So I can't wait to tell you more about that when the time is right. But again, it just goes to show that everything is coming together. And yes, the timeline may not be as fast as we want it to be, but we're setting ourselves up so incredibly well, for the end of this year, moving into early next year, and then we have an entire year of a run up into the next bull run. So again, with the happening, we usually see that the top of the bull market happen around October next year, and so the timing could not be any more perfect to ride everything up as we go. So all right, again, LA, anything else you want to cover before we move into Spark?
Nope.
All right, 1 second here. All right, so another amazing week at Sparkswap. Again, a lot of our attention and focus has been getting the word out. We had an amazing AMA with Corey over on Pulse. That went really well. A very big influencer, and will open the doors to us for other influencers. And I think he really resonated with the protocol. So that was really awesome. We're continuing to get the word out about Spark, and building more and more supporters in the process. So LA, I don't like to toot my own horn. So you want to give everybody a little breakdown on that interview? I think it was one of our best yet. So if people didn't get to see it, we'll definitely post the links. But yeah, go ahead.
We do you mean the one with Corey? Is that
Yes.
what you
Yeah.
said?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You got it.
Yeah, we had so many good ones last week, but that one was particularly good. And Corey's a big fan of ours now. We're definitely gonna continue the conversation with him moving forward. He's really awesome. But he asked some really great questions. You can tell he did his homework, and AJ killed it. So that one turned out really, really well. And we've definitely, I can tell that we got a lot of new followers from his network after that one. So pretty excited about that.
Perfect. Yep. And LA can post the well, actually, LA, we have a whole list of AMAs, right, on our Discord. For people that may
Yeah,
want to see that. Yeah, go ahead.
Yep, all the YouTube ones I've been adding to the media channel on our Discord.
Perfect. So yeah, if anybody misses an AMA, they're usually recorded. Even the Telegram call group AMAs, 99% of those are recorded as well. So you can find all of that through, again, either Discord or Telegram. I'm sure people will be happy to post. All right, so the chart has been amazing. I mean, again, we don't really speculate on price. We're just here to build amazing protocols, but you can't argue with the chart. I mean, we have been in this amazing channel, trending sideways, and that is unheard of with a reward token. So again, Spark is a incentive token or reward token, just like Cake for PancakeSwap, or actually called incentive token for PulseX. And again, all you have to do is pull up those charts, and you can see that with most reward tokens, they're only meant to be sold. And so you have a big run up when liquidity and things are, hyped, liquidity is low. And then as the protocol grows, you see just a complete sell off into oblivion. And we have really solved two major factors that contribute to the downfall of protocols like this. And number one is revenue streams. Again, rehypothecation by earning incentive token with the LPs, and then selling that for both Spark and PLS, then rewarding that all through Sparkler. And we got an amazing metric today, just literally right before we jumped on the AMA. We have actually been able to buy back and distribute over $300,000 of Spark PLS, literally since we launched. So I think that's pretty incredible considering it's only been, about a month. I think just about a month. So again, Sparkler is the secret sauce, and we still have about 42% of the entire circulating supply locked up in Sparkler. We've gone over it at length on other AMAs, but the whole idea is that you want to, rather than selling your Spark, which again, don't get me wrong, we even saw some YouTube videos over the week of people saying that it's very unhealthy not to take profit, and I could not agree more with that. We are here, mark my words, it is very important to take profit in the protocol, but the key difference is how you take profit. So again, and I'm sure LA can elaborate here, but the idea is that you go into Sparkler with your Spark rather than selling it. And then you earn a portion of the platform fees, again, through that rehypothecation, through the in and out fees of the protocol, through swap fees, through the eventual bridge fees. And that is real revenue that is paying out Sparkler stakers every single day. And so that is what you really need to realize. And, had you done a maximum stake, and right now, again, early stakers are about 2 or 3x, if not more, on some of the early stakes. You would have been able to profit in PLS alone, without ever having to sell your Spark. So those are really important concepts that we just want the community, to understand. It's not about compounding forever. It's not about holding forever. It's about taking profit, but doing it very, very responsibly. So yeah, Ella, you want to add to that at all? I know you do a great job of simplifying things.
Yeah, for sure. Just to reemphasize, we encourage profit taking, and that's why we're so excited that there's this model available in which you can take profit without hurting the price of Spark, without affecting the ecosystem in a negative way. And like AJ said, the early stakers, not only from day one, but from the first couple weeks, have already been able to, at the very least, ROI, if not now profit in just their PLS side of their LPs that they're getting paid out. And so you would have already been able to ROI and now be making profit in just the PLS side. And I know the argument is, yeah, when I get involved in a yield farm, I want to ROI and start making profit as soon as possible to protect myself and my investment. And that's exactly what has been possible in Sparkler. And with the bridge coming, we're expecting a lot more platform fees. And so if you are already ROIing at this point, I mean, the rest is just gravy, baby, right?
Absolutely, LA. I love it. And yeah, you brought up a really good point too. So, APR in our ecosystem, all of it is variable. There is no fixed APR. But what happens is in the traditional model, like LA said, the traditional thinking is I'm going to get into these farms and pools. I'm going to earn the reward token. I'm going to sell it until, I'm whole. And then or continue to sell it to be able to make profit. And so what that does though, it's a negative feedback loop where the more people selling the reward token, that actually reduces the APR even greater and makes it longer. It makes your ROI, return on investment, or your initial deposits, it makes your ROI even longer because you're essentially dumping on your own head by selling the reward token. And so again, this is a fundamental flaw with a lot of yield farms, with all yield farms really, and it's the flaw that we have literally solved because of Sparkler. And again, rather than selling your Spark, you put it in Sparkler, you earn Spark PLS, you can then break your LP that you earn, that Spark PLS, keep the pulse as profit and use it to go into stables or bridge it back over to BSC or buy a Tropa or PNI or whatever you're into, Hex, whatever you're into, and then or just keep pulse and turn it into a pulse printer, and then use the Spark side to do another stake and earn even more fees through Sparkler. Again, the APR, I just want to make this one more time very clear. The APR in all the farms and pools, that APR is solely reliant on the price of Spark and how many people are in each pool, and the emissions of Spark. But the APR on Sparkler is very, very different, and that's why it's been a little difficult to calculate and illustrate it to stakers, but it's based on real yield. So if we have a whale that goes into the protocol and generates a ton of fees, or like LA said, the bridge goes live, and now we're generating literally thousands of dollars a day from the bridge, the APR on Sparkler could go absolutely bananas, because again, there's more fees and more real yield coming in. So again, I think it's really important that people understand that, and once you do understand that, it's an absolute no-brainer, to maximum stake your Spark and set yourself up to literally be an owner of Sparkswap. If you want to own part of Sparkswap, you need to be maximum staked inside of Sparkler. It's that simple. So hopefully that clarifies some things. Again, we have a lot more to go over, but LA, anything you want to add to that conversation before we highlight some other things?
No, I think we covered that part.
All right, awesome. So again, like I said, the chart has been extremely healthy. Even when we see a dip, we see massive buys coming in, people DCAing into Spark, and I know people that are literally just buying Spark to go into Sparkler directly, rather than farming it. So again, there's many, many different ways to play the ecosystem. The liquidity and market cap are still pretty much equal, around the 2 million mark, and we're back over 8 million TVL as well, with everything looking really really strong. So this will be another good week for all of us, and that's all while PLS is actually down. So we saw Pulse get a bit of a rally last week, and that really helped bring Spark up with it. But now this week we saw Pulse, even today, I think it's down, about 2 or 3%, and Spark is actually up today. So that is super powerful. Again, we're getting the best of both worlds with price action. So. All right. I think that is mainly that. One thing I do want to clarify as well, is the difference between what we are right now. We are an AMM, or basically a glorified yield farm, which means that we're utilizing the Pulse X LP, or the liquidity pairings on Pulse X. Pulse X is the native DEX of Pulse. However, we are transitioning, and again, when the bridge is live, that will be the first step into transitioning into our own LP, which means we will have a way to create LP that is actually part of Sparkswap. And so the reason that we didn't do this right off the bat, again, is that rehypothecation. We wanted to be able to earn, the ink token. And in order to do that, we had to have LP that is compatible with PulseX. But now, again, once the bridge is live, the first farm, and again, I guess I can drop some alpha here as well. The token you're going to be bridging is EMP. And in order to do that, we have to have pulse side liquidity, and the first farm to supplement LP will actually be EMP-ETH on Pulse. So again, the farm that is launching with the bridge is EMP-ETH. It's wrapped ETH just like it is on BSC. That is our main LP pair on BSC side as well. And the reason we're keeping it EMP-ETH is that we're able to arbitrage between the EMP-ETH on Pulse and the EMP-ETH on BSC. And that's why the bridge has been a little bit taking a little bit longer than we thought, because having this arbitrage bot set up and having the liquidity farm on the Pulse side, that will set us up for success, where not only are we able to help maintain parity, which means the same price on Pulse and same price on BSC for EMP, but it's also a revenue stream. Again, we're able to make the difference on that arbitrage. Arbitrage just means buying on one side and lower, and selling it higher on the other. And so that price difference, usually an arbitrage bot or a person doing arbitrage, they make that profit and then they leave the ecosystem, and that is a drain on the ecosystem. Well, we're going to be having our own arbitrage bots where that revenue that's generated actually stays in the ecosystem and is going to pay more yield and Sparkler. So that is really, really fundamentally important. So there you go. If you're looking to get ready for the bridge and the farm, the first farm will be EMP-ETH. So yeah, LA, you want to again elaborate on any of that? I know it was a lot of info.
Well, there's some alpha. We've done a lot of alpha already in this AMA
We
today.
have.
If you've been listening,
It's a fun Monday.
listen up.
Yes.
AJ's dropping all the alpha. I had no idea you were going to share this.
Yes, totally.
But yeah, no, very exciting stuff. Get ready, because, it could drop at any time. So.
Yep, no doubt. And we will be doing a stealth launch on the bridge. Again, VIP will most likely have the first heads up, and then we'll start releasing info. And if you're paying attention, you're gonna see it first anyway. So again, those that are paying attention, can start bridging early. But we will let you know. You'll know again. The UI will also update for the bridge, but we're hoping very soon. Again, I'm not going to give a date because the stealth launch. We want the volume to grow organically. We don't want 10,000 people trying to bridge all at once. Even if that were to happen, I think that we are scaled enough to be able to handle that. But it's just important that we do a soft rollout as we go. So, yeah, and again, I know there was some questions which we may get into at the end here. Are you concerned that EMP is the bridging asset? And my short answer is no. I mean, yes, it adds an additional step, but we're going to be, Ella and I were doing the numbers. We are going to be literally the cheapest bridge out there once this is up. So if you have to take an extra step and actually buy EMP on whatever side you're trying to bridge from, and then sell it on your destination chain or use it to yield, that extra step is going to be well worth it because we're safer, we're cheaper, we're hopefully faster than all the other bridge options that are out there right now. So, LA, I know we could probably go over that on the bridge specific AMA, but you want to add to that? I know you and I had been doing some research this week, so
Yeah, no, I had that in our bullet, so for sure,
perfect.
let's go over it. Yeah, so we did a little bit of a comparison this week, and we actually, while we were on the phone, tested out a couple of the other popular sites that our group members have been using and did some math. And on average, most people have been paying between 4 and 5% per transaction in fees, and our fees are 0.5%. And with the cheap gas fees that you're getting, it doesn't add much more to that as opposed to having to pay the ETH fees if you're using the main bridge, which is the one exception to that 4 to 5% on the other sites. And we touched on this on one of our other AMAs this week, but one of the other really big really great things about it is that a couple of the other popular sites, they're not actually traditional bridges, they're more of swaps. And what happens is you actually have to send the money. You have to go into your MetaMask or your whatever wallet you use, and you have to press the send button, and you have to enter in the wallet address that they give you, and you have to make sure you send exactly the right amount that it's telling you to send. Sometimes there's a minimum and a maximum, and you have to make sure the number is in between that. But if at any one of those steps you make an error, there's a risk to lose your money. And with our bridge, it's done through a smart contract on the website. It is a traditional bridge. If you make an error in any way, the only thing that's going to happen is the transaction's going to fail. But there's no risk of losing your money because there's no human error involved whatsoever. I think if you've been involved in crypto for a while, all of us have made at least one dumb error when entering something into MetaMask. Hopefully not a big one. I usually always do test transactions when I'm sending things to a new person because I don't want to mess anything up. But it's really easy to do. And so there's a huge potential for human error in those style of bridges. So that was a big one. And then also just that kind of adds to the security of ours because you don't have that human error involved and there's less going on under the hood because it is all done just seamlessly through that smart contract. So quicker, cheaper, faster, safer.
I love it. Yeah, 100% LA. That was a great, great explanation. And yeah, I mean, above everything else, it's something that's been battle tested. And like LA said, in a worst case scenario, the transaction fails, you lose out on a little bit of gas fees, but your funds are safe. And you're not actually using a swapper, where, if for whatever reason that transaction fails, or you mess up, there is no customer service that you can call. I mean, that is the double-edged sword of crypto, and why it's so important to rely on actual smart contracts, um that are trustless, and minimal, or if any, third-party risk. So all right, I think that's really bullish. And
I kid you
yeah,
not. Let me tell you a
yeah,
story. Just
please go
after
ahead.
we had that phone call, I had never used Polygon before, but I needed to get some money over there, and so I used one quite popular site. And the very first time I went to use it, I sent a test transaction, worked perfectly. And then I went to go send a few $100s. And did you know that it took, I think, about 9 hours and like 4 messages to their customer service before I got my money? So,
Crazy.
I mean, the struggle is real with these sites. And I mean, if you were sending a few $1,000s, you'd probably be pretty panicked at that point.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, again, we call it product market fit, and I think this bridge is an amazing product market fit that will not only make everybody listening to this AMA, it'll make your lives easier, and maybe even get more capital into Sparkswap, but it will also be a product market fit for Pulse as a whole, and that's what I'm most excited about. Again, we talked about the numbers a little bit, but it's a little hard to do the math because admittedly the PulseChain Explorer is complete shit right now. There's a few others that are being built. Otter something I think is a pretty good one. And I know the Liquid Loans guys are developing an Explorer, but anyway, it's very hard to track the on-chain data at the moment. But we had Vino, one of our resident nerds. I say that in a very loving manner. He helped me do this, and we estimated about $4 million a day that is globally transferred in and out of Pulse. And again, that could be, that's average. Um, but even if we're able to get like 10% of that market share, which I think is very conservative, that's about 400,000 a day in bridge volume, and that would equate to thousands of dollars a day in fees that are going to Sparkler. So, and again, remember, because we are rewarding people in Spark PLS, that those fees are first used to buy Spark and buy Pulse. So we're putting direct buying pressure on Spark and PLS, by doing that. And again, that's even, I would venture to say that Richard Hart, or whoever the God Whale is, or whoever owns the origin addresses, I would venture to say that they're probably taking some of the fees and supporting the Inc. token, or PLS, or PLSX. Again, that's all speculation. But maybe they're not, we don't know. But you can definitely, prove that we are. And again, that is so revolutionary, where rather than the devs getting rich, we are much more of a benevolent, ecosystem where we're rewarding everybody in Sparkler. And, the team definitely has stakes in Sparkler, but we don't dilute everybody, to the very end. So we're able to pay for hosting fees and, the hard costs. But we're not here to get rich. We're here to build amazing protocols. So, and sorry for the background noise. Birdie and my son are having some fun here. So, all right. LA, anything else about that? I know we have a few other bullet points, but
Yeah, let's move on to the next one.
okay. So, hang on 1 minute here. I think that was yeah. All right. Give me 1 second, LA. I'm actually gonna pull up my screen for this next one, so bear with me, everybody.
Okay. And while AJ is doing that, I'm going to remind you to like this video. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to our channel.
All right. Sorry about that, everybody. Some radio silence. Can you hear me? Are we good? Let me go ahead and pull up.
Yep.
All right. Bear with me. All right. So, introducing BattleBets. So, actually, let me do this other screen. Hang on. All right, it's going to be a little cut off, but it's zoomed in a little bit more. So, all right, this is BattleBets. This is a brand new third-party application that we're extremely excited to officially announce. Some of you in the community have already been playing this and have been loving it. So let me just give a little bit of background and then I'll go through and do a little guide here. But BattleBets is a platform developed by a very trusted dev that I've known for many years now, and they had built this protocol, but never really had a community, to help get it the attention that it deserves. So we were approached again. They wanted to launch on Pulse to begin with. I'm sure there will be some other future implementation, whether that's EMP or other tokens. But Spark will be the only transactable token in BattleBets for at least the first 60 days. So this is an amazing use case for Spark. And the overall platform is you're essentially betting or wagering on two fighters. So just like Street Fighter or a lot of those old fun arcade style fighting games, rather than you playing your buddy, you're actually betting on an AI generated outcome. So there is no users. It's all AI. And it's based on the fighting model that each character has. And I think there's over 300 characters and counting on what you can have in the game. So let me go ahead and refresh this, and I'll show you really quick how it looks, and then I'll explain a little bit more. All right, perfect. There's a fight going on right now. So again, you have great music. We gotta go through fighting a mushroom guy. And again, this is all AI, so there's no way to know who the winner will be. It's done through a very hang on, let me turn it down so loud. All right, so I'll let it play while I talk. But it's done through a platform. Again, it's an AI engine where you can pick different characters and then let it run. But it's based on a very popular protocol called Salty Bets. And they have hundreds of users, but that's all play money. So this is bridging the gap between crypto and actually having real money that you can wager. So again, you connect your wallet. There is a 1% referral fee or code rather. So if you're an influencer or want to get your buddies together to play, you could use the referral code, and then 2% of all transactions that go through the platform will buy and burn Spark. So this is a way to really reduce our circulating supply even more. And I think there's been over 100 Spark already burned. So a few things to realize though, if you bet on a fighter and there is nobody on the other side, even if you win, you may lose a little bit of Spark. So it's really important that you have other friends or community members that want to fight or play with you. And you can even see here the amount of people that are in the protocol. Right now it says 4, and that's based on the Twitch views. So again, you can either follow on Twitch, and you would want to probably bet during more high traffic time frames. But and we are working on a bot that will always take the opposite bet. So again, that way everybody can play at any time of the day without having to worry about other users. But all right, I know there was a lot of info. LA, again, I know this isn't really a wheelhouse, but anything that I missed out or I want to elaborate on?
No, it looks awesome. And I know I've already seen a lot of community members just like really excited about it, talking about how addicting it is and all of that. So I think it's awesome.
Awesome. Yep. And again, you can use the spark that you earn. Right now is the pre bet phase, so it's a countdown. Down here, you can pick who you want to bet on and wager however many spark. And then, there's a total of a 7% rake for each round. Again, 2% of that goes to burning spark. 1% of that goes to the referral commission, and then the rest goes through the dev. But the developers, again, we have a long time relationship with them, and they're actually using the Spark they collect to go into Sparkler, so it's not direct selling pressure on Spark. So yeah, tell your friends. It's really fun. Again, even if you're not into this, it's fun to kind of just watch. There's some pretty hilarious battles. I saw one yesterday. It was like Ronald McDonald versus Gandalf. So it gets to be pretty crazy. So yeah,
Nice.
yeah. All right, cool. All right, I think that was it. Well, we can take questions
There's
on this too,
um
but yeah, I'll go back to my notes. Or LA, if you want to talk while I
yeah,
go back, go ahead. Yep.
there's a couple more things for Sparkswap that we missed there as well.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything you want to talk to. Like, give me 1 second till I get back to my notes.
Okay. Well, I'll just clarify. There was a question about whether you'll be able to bridge over your EMP-ETH LP. You will not be able to bridge over a full LP. You'll have to bridge over the EMP and create the EMP-ETH LP on the Pulse side. So just to
Yes.
clarify that.
Great point. And yeah, to that point as well, I know that in the beginning, I can't say that EMP will be the only asset, but we do have plans on adding eShare next, and then a farm for eShare. And, I dropped some really major alpha in the last AMA. We also have a plan for our own fully collateralized stable token. So again, unlike Terra Luna or a lot of these other made up stable tokens that have assets that are supposedly partially collateralizing it, it means that we'll have it backed 1-to-1 with actual other stables so that we can maintain a dollar value. So that's really exciting. That'll be a little farther down the road, but those that are concerned, that having EMP or eShare as the only bridgeable asset, that will hurt adoption. We will add more and more options as we grow. So yeah, I want to definitely clarify that. All right. Let's see. What else? Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so there's two things that I'd like to
for
see
sure.
you go over. So the first one is a quick one. It was a question asked in the group today. people are seeing the number on the homepage of total burned Spark, and they want to know if 100% of that is from BattleBets. So that's the first one.
Yeah, I don't think 100% of that is. I know we're actually getting part of the burn. Well, all the burn is actually going to our treasury, and then we're manually burning. So I know last night I did $100. I'm sorry, 100 Spark from the treasury. Just to get it going. But I think the actual number over the last 48 hours was probably around 30 Spark that actually came from BattleBets.
Okay, awesome. And then the other topic that I wanted to go over was just clarifying the difference between transitioning into our DEX for Sparkswap and then later down the road incorporating L1 DEX. Because in our group, I think yesterday, there was just a little bit of confusion over that. So if you could kind of go through what that looks like and kind of clarify the difference between those two stages and then how they come together.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a wonderful question. And again, I think it's a bit of confusion that we can absolutely clarify here. So yeah, moving into functioning as an actual DEX, that means that we will be creating our own LP. Again, just like it is right now, instead of living on PulseX, it lives on Sparkswap, and this gives us a lot more flexibility. Again, we can do even internal arbitrage with those LPs. We never actually take custody of the LP. It'll still be fully decentralized, and zero third-party risk. But the idea is that we become an actual decentralized exchange, and that is the same exact goal with L1 DEX. Again, the layer one DEX, but with L1 DEX, L1 DEX is part of the much larger picture. So L1 DEX will be the first truly interoperable exchange, and that is a completely separate project. Some of the same team, a lot of the same team actually, but that is a separate project, and the hurdle with L1 DEX is even though it's interoperable, we still have to have liquidity on the destination chains that we are interacting with. So again, just like with any bridge, even though L1 DEX is going to be bridgeless, the core principles are the same. The money has to come from somewhere. So you have the liquidity on L1 DEX, and then you'll have liquidity on whatever destination chain that you're hoping to swap to. And so in order to facilitate that, we will have partners. Again, if you go to L1 DEX, I believe it's l1dex.io, or the initial landing page for where the L1 DEX will live, we have a whole section of this, and it even has a diagram that shows, how the routing will happen. And there's a whole section about partner DEXs where we're able to partner with other DEXs. L1dex.com. Thanks, Ellie. So we're able to partner with other DEXs on other chains to facilitate that liquidity. And we're able to do that in a way that is non-competitive. And that is revolutionary because, if it means more volume and more fees and more transactions on your exchange, it's a no-brainer. Obviously you would want to implement that. So we are offering the service to any DEX. However, knowing that we have Sparkswap on Pulse, when Pulse becomes interoperable with L1X, which again we're hoping early next year. I'm doing everything I can to lobby for that, and so we will already have our partner DEX on the Pulse side. So again, L1 DEX and Sparkswap are still completely separate, but they're working with each other to facilitate those cross-chain swaps. So, it's pretty incredible, and it goes to prove our point that we're building an ecosystem where, having all of these protocols combined, it has a much greater impact than just having, these protocols on their own. So, yeah, does that help, LA? Did I explain it?
Absolutely. And then just one more, just to really bring it home and make sure it's 100% clear. Um, Moving into our own DEX is not at all contingent on the plans with L1 DEX, correct?
Yes, absolutely correct. Again, the timelines are going to be separate for both, and even if the interoperability of Pulse is maybe quarter 2 instead of quarter 1, that will not impact our roadmap at Sparkswap. So, I mean, it may hinder us a little bit in terms of volume, because obviously, and in that case, we get rid of our bridge, because, again, the ultimate goal is to use this bridgeless technology, but it doesn't mean that the fees go away. If anything, it's even more fees than the current bridge because it's even cheaper and more efficient than the traditional bridge. We're doing the traditional bridge first because that is all the current technology can provide. So again, L1X is revolutionary. So once the tech is there and the interoperability is there, then we upgrade the entire system, to the swap, cross-chain swaps.
Awesome. So we have a couple questions about Sparkswap, so let's hop into those.
Perfect.
Will
Yep.
will we be doing a widget for the bridge for other websites to use for extra volume?
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a possibility for sure. I mean, I don't know how much adoption we're gonna get advertising EMP, as the bridging asset, but yeah, I mean that's a very simple thing to do. Basically an iframe, and yeah, we could definitely do an SDK for that alone for others that want to implement that into their own site. But yeah, that's a great suggestion. I'll move that up the priority list on the development side. And yeah, once we accept other bridgeable assets, I think that would be very important for sure. So yeah, and again, the more once this bridge goes live, I think that just because it is uh, cheaper, safer, and faster, I think a lot of people will be talking about it for sure.
Mm-hmm. Another question, will it be encouraged to sell EMP on PLS for ETH to create the farms on PLS chain, or will this affect us applying to be a VIP member in the future?
Yeah, so if you're a VIP member, we are going to be monitoring everything. I mean, obviously, selling EMP, no matter what chain it is selling EMP. So we are able to track that. Again, even if you try to move it to another wallet, but the VIP is a whole different situation because, our VIP members get many, many perks for not doing that. So yeah, but again, if you're a user, obviously it doesn't make sense to just bridge your EMP over and dump it. You would have already done that, I would think, on BSC because the liquidity will be much deeper on BSC anyway. So again, the argument of, is the bridgeable asset, is that going to make it to where people are dumping EMP? I mean, maybe, but I really don't think that's going to happen. again, because they could do that right this minute on BSC side. So and again, you get less price impact on BSC. So really, I think it's much more about volume. Other people buying EMP to bridge over. If you don't have the Ethereum side, yeah. Again, I don't want to tell you. Don't sell EMP. Try to find other other protocols you may be able to take profit in, or bring over some more fresh capital to pair up. But yeah, and remember, I mean, we have to do what's best for the protocol. I know everybody's asking for single like pools, EMP pool, but that literally is just free money. I mean, that doesn't do anything for the protocol. We have to have the LP, EMP-ETH, to facilitate the pulse side liquidity. So we may again. I know some people brought up some great points about bonds. Bonds are really beneficial to EMP because they burn the supply. Um, so if anything, we may do a very, very tiny allocation to a bond pool because again, buying bonds is very beneficial. So that might be the only single asset staking. We're still working on the economics of that. But yeah, we have to. The whole reason you're getting Spark as a reward is because you're doing something that benefits the protocol. So again, that's why it has to be EMP-ETH farm. So hopefully that helps answer that question. But yeah, if
And I
you're,
just want to kind of hop in and
yeah, please.
give an additional answer and just kind of simplify it a little bit as well to just kind of go directly at the question. It obviously being that EMP is the bridging asset that you're using, there is going to be swapping of EMP because it's being used to bridge with. But there's a difference between taking the existing EMP that you've been saving for months and months and maybe farming or holding on to and bringing it over and then swapping half of it. There's a big difference between that and actually just using it as a mechanism for bridging and, purchasing EMP, bridging it over, and then swapping it into another asset. And so there is a big difference between those two things. And so if you're using it as a bridging mechanism and you're purchasing new EMP, swap away. This is a bridge and an exchange, and that's what it's meant for. If it's EMP that you're just bringing it over there to sell, you might as well have sold it months ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I
totally.
think that's kind of what we were getting at.
Yeah, great recap again, LA. I go about things a little more analytical. You get right to the point, and yeah, I love it. So, and it's true. I mean, you would essentially be selling the bottom after holding it this long. It doesn't make sense. But, yeah, all right. I think that's awesome. Any other bullet points or
Yep.
questions? Yep, go ahead.
Will the protocol hopefully earn fees on minting and redemption of the stable?
Yeah, so that was part of the alpha I dropped, and absolutely, I mean, just like a lot of these other what we call up tokens, that this person knows exactly, the process. So yeah, I mean, we by minting and redeeming, uh, that there's a very very small tax involved, and that's how we're able to maintain that full collateralization and actually generate revenue for the protocol too. So yeah, and we're looking into that. It may be our own. It may be one that we bring over as a partnership. There's a lot of ways that we can address that, but yeah, that'll be super bullish for the future too. And no timeline on that. Again, I know all of you. Again, we Ella and I were joking earlier. I have to train myself not to mention any remote hint or anything thing about time frames, because obviously all of you love to give us shit about not being done on time. But again, we've never ever given a date and never met that date. So until you hear me say a date, that is something you can count on. But moving forward, it's just gonna be soon. So
Yeah, I've been trying not to even say this week or next week or anything because people are very they hold us to a T, so we want to make sure not to even mention those type of things anymore.
for sure.
Yeah, so don't we need to pair EMP with PLS to allow users bridging from BNB to trade into other PulseChain tokens?
Yeah, so no, that's the beauty of it. Again, through routing, it doesn't matter what the liquidity pair is. It just matters that there is liquidity. So just like any other swap, you would just route, it just routes through what is needed. So with ETH, again, if you're selling EMP, it will route to Ethereum and then route to Pulse. So EMP-ETH will give you the option to do whatever you need to do. And again, we're choosing EMP-ETH because that's our own LP right now, and it makes the parity and the arbitrage much more simple. So that's why it is EMP-ETH LP. But yeah, it doesn't affect any sort of buying and selling. If anything, it helps us again earn even a little bit more with the arbitrage, which again does not leave the ecosystem. It goes right back into supporting the price of Spark. So
Awesome. If people are using the bridge as a way to bridge assets from BNB to PLS, they're going to want to sell some EMP, no?
yeah, so again, I mean, like LA said, it's very different than if you're buying that EMP and then bridging it and then selling it. That is the point. But if you have EMP and you've been holding this entire time, and then you use this opportunity just to bridge over and sell, you're literally shooting yourself in the foot because again, the liquidity on Pulse will be a lot lower to start anyway. So you're probably going to get hit with more price impact. And if that was your goal, then you could do that right this minute on BSC anyway. So again, I don't think it's a major issue. And again, that doesn't take into account all the other buying pressure. I mean, I know I get messages every day from people that are already on Pulse that want exposure to EMP, and now they can buy EMP on Pulse, send it over to BSC, and start earning in Fusion. I mean, again, it's part of setting up the infrastructure, as we move forward. So, I really think it's going to do, it's only going to be positive because the more use case for EMP and eShare and any of our tokens, the better for sure.
Again, we're setting that foundation. We're giving everyone exposure to our tokens, getting them familiar with earning from EMP, from eShare. And when Fusion comes around, they'll be excited for another opportunity to earn on those tokens that are already in their wallets.
Totally. And who knows? I mean, I think the farm will definitely be paying more than our farms on the EMP side. But that's another really important metric that we haven't even really talked about is as people move their EMP-ETH out of BSC side and move it over to the Pulse side, that reduces the amount of people in that liquidity pool or in that farm rather, and therefore that you may end up earning more even just staying put in the EMP farm on BSC side because now there's a lot less competition in that pool. So there's a ton of really interesting, again, game theory mechanics that will start happening when the bridge goes live. And all of that is beneficial to the ecosystem. So again, I say it a lot, but we're playing chess and not checkers. So there's about 10 different cause and effect actions that happen just from one decision. So
Yes. Well, are we ready to call on our special guest?
yes, I was wondering if he was here. I thought we may have to push it out, but I see him now. So I didn't even say this. This is major alpha for all of you that stayed over an hour. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and bring on one of the OGs. Aaron, are you there, brother?
Hey Jay, good to hear from you guys.
Hey, there he is, man. Good to hear from you too, bro. So yeah, I hear that you
Can you guys hear me all right?
yeah, can you hear me? Oh, you might be on a bit of a delay.
I can hear you. Yeah.
All right, awesome. Yeah, it's a little bit delayed, but we can hear you, bro. So I'm gonna let you run with it, man. I know that you are working on a project of your own over on Pulse, and you have a mint coming up. So yeah, man, give us the breakdown, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. But before I jump into that, I just gotta say, over in our Oregon community, Oregon money community, we definitely want to put together, especially with Glass, put together some BattleBets nights. So that'll be freaking super fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So for sure, yeah, I can hop into it. We don't. Did you want to post the my NFT pack info series up, and I can walk you through it?
All right, let's do that, bro. Let me pull it up. Bear with me 1 second, everybody. I should have been prepared. But yeah, but while I get that up, brother, why don't you maybe just go over a little bit of your background? Again, I know you've been involved in EMP, and that you're here to help support the ecosystem, not just mooch off of it. So yeah, I think that's important for sure. But yeah, go ahead, and I'll pull this up right now, Aaron.
Sure. I was just going to say also, while you get that pulled up, earlier you already gave the perfect breakdown of the Sparkswap money generator, right?
Totally.
Oh, can you guys hear me? I think I'm breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, bro, you're breaking up, but it's
you guys got me?
Yep, you're there now.
Go ahead. Cool. Yep. I'll keep going. So, okay, cool. Yeah, so you already gave a great breakdown about the money generator and about putting that economic energy into Sparkler, taking your LP, breaking it up, and doing whatever you want with your PLS, right? You can be buying EMP on the Pulse side. We can be buying Glass. We can be buying Hex, just like you mentioned earlier. But the purpose of the project is to put together a massive, is to put together a massive pool into the Sparkler. So that's what we're fundraising for this Oregon Money project, for our NFT project. And everything's going into the farms. We're going to be injecting 100% into Sparkswap. And so that was sort of the short version, right? But the awesome thing is this goes along with that Sparkswap money generator strategy. It is the Sparkswap money generator. And at the end of it, we're going to be taking all that PLS, market buying Oregon, and then airdropping back to all the NFT holders right around Christmas time, before Christmas. So we got about 90 days of just economic energy compounding in the farm, shooting that spark into the Sparkler at the max rate, compounding, buy and burn Oregon token with the rewards, and then at the end of it, we're going to be airdropping back to all the NFT holders. So that was a little short overview. I know you got the, and now I can see you got the thing pulled up.
Yeah, can you see it? I got it pulled up now, bro. Yeah, I can go through them all. Yeah, go ahead. Just tell me when you're
looks
forward.
Great.
Okay, perfect.
Sure. And then about me, I've been in EMP about 2 months after launch, 2 or 3 months after. Was that sound about right?
Yeah, no,
And
totally.
been in the EMP VIP since it opened, and that's So it's the quick Chad Fusion bio.
I love it. Yeah, bro. No, you've been a great community member. Again, always
So
supportive and super helpful with
let's
a
see.
lot of community management. So, yeah. All right. Yep. Just tell me when to go forward. I know this is the home screen here. But yeah, we can go right into the first one. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. So now diving into the NFT pack, it's a bit of a comic series. We got 3 hero girls in the Oregon Money comic land, and so we can that's a little opening page. It's called the Gem Hero series. So you want to hit the next slide, AJ?
Yep. After this one, or I don't know, we're on a bit of a delay, so I don't know if you can see. I'm on the
No worries.
Yep. I'm on the tier 1. Is that what you want to start on? Yep.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A little bit of a delay on the YouTube, and I'll just I'll actually you know what I'll do? I'll just pull up the one in my account.
Okay,
and that
yeah,
way,
we'll go through it together. There you go. Yeah, that way people can see on YouTube. But yeah, I'm on tier. If you pull up
sorry,
tier,
guys.
you're good, bro. I should have been more prepared. But yeah, tier 1. If you start
No
on that.
worries.
Yep.
Cool. There it is. Okay, now it just popped up on YouTube. But anyway, I'll pull it open. Okay, this is my girl, you guys. This is Gem. Gem is a hotshot firefighter out of Portland, and she is battling arson fires across Oregon set by the Earth Liberation Front. Join them in their race to extinguish the fires before they reach the main cities and destroy everything. Boom. Tier 1. We're keeping this first NFT pack, whatever you want to call it. We're keeping it pretty low key. We're not, I think it'd be crazy to try to do like super expensive NFTs, especially since we're a new project. We think 300, especially with the bonuses that you'll see at the end of the pack, is a pretty cool bonus for hopping into the tier 1 NFT. So this is Gem. She's the main lead superhero at Oregon Money, and awesome. You can move to the next slide, AJ.
All right, brother. Perfect.
Do we got?
Yep.
Cool. Okay, we got Chloe. She's a hippie star child from Eugene. As she uses her psychic energy to help Gem's hotshots find and stop the fires. So this is tier 2. We got $200. As you can see, AJ, it's definitely not the most complex NFT series.
No,
we got
I love
300,
it, bro.
200, 100.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So pretty basic. We can move on to tier 3, and this is our antagonist. This is Casey at $100. She's a student activist turned eco arsonist that leads the Earth Liberation Front from their stronghold in Eugene. They aim to blow up all the logging operations in Oregon and wreak havoc on the cities and take down the system.
Awesome.
And this and this is the whole pack. Tier 1, 2, 3, and in the next slide we can dive into the tokenomics.
Perfect. All right. Yep. Got
and
it.
If you guys will give me just 1 second. Okay. Awesome. Cool. Okay. So as you can see, out of the whole Gem Hero series, we got 3 girls, 3 NFTs, 60 NFTs total. Gem holds 16%. Chloe is 33% of the pool, and Casey is 50% of the pool. So our tier 1, there's only 10 NFTs available. Chloe, there's 20. KC30. It's pretty basic. And we can move to the next slide.
Perfect.
Totaling, the complete cost is 10,000 in PLS. If we sell out the NFT pack, that gives us 3,000 for Gem, 4,000 for Chloe, and 3,000 for Casey. And all this is being injected straight in to the Sparkswap farm. And why don't we hit the next slide, AJ?
Yep. Perfect, bro.
Boom. 50% into Spark, right? So right when we're done with the sale, all the proceeds of the of the NFT sales, we're going to use right away 50% market buy on Sparkswap, Spark. We're going to wrap that, and it's going straight into the farm. And then that arrow goes, the 50-50 is a weekly. We're after 1 week, all the profits get shot into the Oregon Sparkler, 365. So we're going to keep shooting all that economic energy into the Sparkler. And after each week, we're going to unwrap and buy and burn Oregon with the PLS. And as you can see in the next arrow moving to the right, we're going to continue this strategy, the money generator strategy for 2 months, go down. After the 90 days, we're going to harvest from the farm and airdrop. We're going to market buy, like I mentioned before, like you already explained earlier. We're going to market buy Oregon and airdrop to all the NFT holders before Christmas. And of course, all the Spark. We're never going to sell Spark here. We take a page out of your playbook. We're not selling EMP. We're not selling Spark. We're shooting all that into the Oregon Money Sparkler for constant buy pressure on Oregon.
I love it.
And so next slide.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah,
No, and that's why you're on the AMA, bro. Why it's so bullish. You're utilizing the ecosystem without ever having to take profit in Spark, and not only helping the ecosystem, but helping Oregon holders and NFT holders as well.
Hell yeah. And I like to keep I put this heading on the next one. We keep our eyes on the prize in EMP.
Totally.
And most of you guys have probably already seen this graphic. And big shout out to whoever made this graphic. Who put this one together again?
Yeah,
AJ?
I think
I'm sorry.
this is Mike G, I think. We use Mike G and
Awesome.
Addicts for most of our design. I know you know both of them. So yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so I apologize. I flipped the background to white. So at the bottom, the key in green is the compound. So we're going to actually be using that green strategy for the most of the compounding terms in the NFT. Well, during this whole operation, you want to call it, or this whole project. And so as you can see on the right, 50% of the Spark at the end of the airdrop is going to go back into the Sparkler, and we're just going to keep this thing going. And yeah, and so the next slide, AJ, is the real one that really gets me pumped up.
For sure.
And this is the bonus for all tier 1 NFTs come with a physical basketball jersey. So I actually put these I got these in the printer, the first demo set, and they're getting sewn right now. So there's not the whole pack that for the NFT holders at the moment, but I got the demos that are almost done at the end of the week, and they sent me some pictures, and they look really cool, guys. So it actually is going to be black. I know the one up on the screen right now is white, but these are actually going to be like black with gold trim, and then we got the sick Oregon logo and the ticker right on the jersey. So yeah, so once you purchase your tier 1 NFT, all you got to do, it's really simple. You just text me the hash of the transaction hash, your size jersey, and the address you want me to send it to my Telegram handle in the Telegram chat after you purchase your NFT. And just a little it's going to take me about a few weeks to get them made and shipped from here in Asia, international. So we're going to ship these all over the world, and so it might take a 3 weeks to a month, and I think that's pretty reasonable since we're going to be using the proceeds to actually make the batch of 10 jerseys after the sale. And AJ, bro, you want to hit the last slide?
Yeah, man, the most important slide. Ooh. When can we buy them, bro?
The most important slide. Yeah. Hell yeah. So this Friday, it's actually going to be Thursday for you guys. It's going to be Friday here in Asia. So I was thinking sometime after Thursday's NFT, maybe we can, shortly after the next AMA, when you guys get all the everything out on the next AMA,
for sure.
Get a chance for everybody to actually to get up in North America time. But it's going to be Friday here, but in North America it'll be Thursday still. And so this is an exciting chance to get into Oregon Money at the floor. And I wrote it, and I really stand by this, you guys. The group at Oregon Money, we put together a group of guys from the EMP VIP, and so we like I said before, we take a page out of the EMP playbook. We're gonna we're gonna diamond hand this thing, and this is we're all excited about this, and we're absolutely gonna boost Sparkswap because we're a group of the EMP VIP. So, boom! Thanks, AJ. That was kind of my sorry I got a little sales pitchy on you there.
I love it, man. No,
I really am excited to dish this out and to hopefully shoot some. Yeah, really shoot some energy into Sparkswap, and we're all the guys over on in the VIP. We're all super stoked and excited, and yeah, man, I just really appreciate giving me a chance to shill my NFT thing on here.
Yeah, no doubt,
and giving me a chance to speak. So right on, AJ.
Awesome, brother.
Thanks, LA.
Yeah, no, you got it, brother. You've been putting in the work. I know with the delay, it was a little hard to banter back and forth here. But yeah, bro, I mean, you have all the best interests of Spark and EMP in mind. Again, one of our original VIPs, part of the EMP army. We all go way back, and yeah, I'm excited. I mean, utilizing the Oregon ecosystem and now these NFTs to generate revenue through Sparkswap. I mean, that is what it's all about, bro. I mean, we couldn't be more happy. I know I have some personal bags in Oregon for sure, and I think this NFT project is great. Not only to support your ecosystem, but also to support ours, and that is the best sort of situation is when both parties can win out of it. So yeah, man, I appreciate you, brother. All right, awesome. Oh, I think we lost Aaron now. I don't know if he's still there. He was on a bit of a delay. It looks like he's trying to talk, but I don't hear anything. So yeah, he's oh, you there, Aaron? Still? Oh, I don't know. All right. Well, I still can't hear you, bro. All right.
I feel like that was a really long AMA that we should maybe wrap it up.
Yes, totally. An hour and a half in. Yeah, I know there's other people here that have their hands up, but we're gonna have to
okay, thanks guys. Appreciate it.
There he is. All right, Aaron.
Terrible delay. Sorry guys. Love it.
All right, brother. You got it, man.
Thanks, Aaron.
All right, cheers. Yeah. So yeah, I think is there any other last minute questions before we wrap it up, LA? Go ahead.
No, it looks like that was it.
All right, yep, and Kirk, I'll get with you after this. I know you have your hand up, brother, but we had a long one today. So, and if you did have a question that we didn't get to, please feel free to, write that in our Discord or any of our socials. Again, we're always happy to, answer any questions, or do a deep dive into, any part of our ecosystem that you are still not clear on or want clarification on. So, and as always, be careful out there. One last minute warning again, just a security warning. Please don't ever respond to DMs. There's been a ton of fake Sparkswap telegrams and social media accounts. Make sure you're following all the correct ones. The best way is finding them directly on our website, or here in the on the YouTube or any of the AMAs. So yeah, and again, a hardware wallet is the number one protection out there in LA. I'm sure you can post our link as well for
Yeah.
hardware wallet.
Yeah, the links for our hardware wallet affiliates are both in the description of our AMA here. I know it's easy to gloss over when we recommend that you have one. I can't tell you how thankful I am that I listened at the beginning of my crypto journey, but we've just seen a real influx of people pretending to be us, pretending to be admins, making fake groups that look like ours. Please take a moment to adjust your Telegram settings so that people can't send you random DMs if they're not your contact. They can't just randomly call you. They can't add you to a group. And please don't click on any links that you're not familiar with. Never connect your wallet to a site that you're not familiar with. And if you ever have any question about whether something's legit or not, don't hesitate to ask one of us. We're always around and we're happy to answer at any moment. And make sure to ask through the public group chats, not in DMs, because again, they could be pretending to be one of us and it may look almost identical. So just please be very vigilant. We will not randomly DM you. If I ever am going to DM you, I will always write in the group that I DM'd you, and you'll know it's me because it says team member in my chat bubble. And same with AJ, it says team member in his chat bubble. So if he writes, Ron, I DM'd you, it will say AJ wrote, Ron, I DM'd you, team member. And you'll know that's the real one. And if you just click on his picture from that and it doesn't open the same chat as the one that the scammer started, you'll know, oh, that's a fake AJ. Let me block this person and delete them. So
yeah, no, great explanation. And again, nobody will ever ask you to send money, to go to a website you're not familiar with, to connect your MetaMask to, a help desk. All that is complete scam. And yeah, if you are scared or hesitant, like Ella said, make sure that you confirm publicly, and that you actually see that team member bubble, because even when you confirm publicly in any of our chats, sometimes the scammer could be the one replying. So I know it's crazy, but that is the downside of crypto that you just have to get used to. And once you protect yourself, then all the upside of crypto is there. But this is unfortunately what we have to educate and deal with, for sure. So, all right, awesome. Again, I know it's a really late one, LA. There is one last really quick question I just saw from Paper Chasing, one of our OGs. Again, that's the only reason why I want to get in here real quick. He says he loves the NFTs. They look cool, but I've lost on all NFTs. What makes this one different? So, again, I think the difference is utility NFTs. That is something that we pride ourselves on. And had Aaron, or Chad Dev, if he had not had a utility-based NFT, I would have never brought him on for an AMA. And the difference is that, again, by having the NFT, you're actually generating yield. A lot of these other NFT projects are just, glorified JPEGs. And again, you don't actually get anything other than the inherent value, the collectability of that NFT. So again, just make sure that a lot of you might be new to crypto, and that is another really important distinction. If there is not if an NFT is not utility based, then you're literally buying a JPEG. So don't get caught in that trap. Again, 95 bored apes have gone down 95%. If you want to buy the JPEG because you think it looks cool, and you love it for that reason, then by all means. I mean, I'm an artist and I love that art for art's sake. I think is very valuable. But I think utility NFTs are really the way of the future, and all the NFTs in our ecosystem are utility based, where you actually earn something through those NFTs. And again, I dropped a little bit of alpha earlier today, but we may be talking a little more about NFTs in the coming weeks. So, all right, awesome. Ellie, that's it. I know we all got to go. It's been a marathon today, but any final words? Go ahead.
Thank you for being with us, guys. We appreciate your time. I know tonight was a long one. Please take a moment on your way out and press that like button. I see 55 of you watching, but only 45 likes. So those 10 of you who are hiding in the shadows, please press that like button.
I love
But
it.
we appreciate each and every one of you. Especially the fact that you're spending your valuable time here to make sure you're staying up to date on everything that's going on here. You're asking questions, you're staying involved. It really shows that you care about what we're all building here together. This is not a project that is just built by the team. It's really, truly built by all of us. And we always take your input into account when we're building anything here and adding on to anything here. And these AMAs are a big part of that. So thank you for joining us. We appreciate all of you guys, and we're excited to see you again on Thursday.
All right, there you go, LA. You killed it at the end. I don't have to add anything to that. So there you go. And yeah, we will see you all on Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. Good night, good day. See you soon.